I love this. Good morning, YouTube. How are you? How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody out there. Welcome to Cruise Chat Live. I see we've got Jen, we got Peter already here. How you guys doing? And Becky's here as well. Hey, guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor. And for about the next hour or so, we're going to be talking all things cruising and travel and cruise related and all that good stuff. Hey, boy, we got Ocean, we got Cindy, we've got Andrew. Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? Hey, Brant, how you doing? So for about the next hour or so, if you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor, and we book all things cruises and land and expedition and all that good stuff. And as always, my lovely wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. And we're going to do our best to answer your questions for the next hour or so. And we will also be talking about some cruise news and, of course, our awesome group cruises that are coming up. If you want to come cruise with us and meet the woman of mystery, my lovely wife, Rebecca, you can come along and cruise with us because we've actually got a bunch of really good cruises coming up. And we got quite a few people coming already. So, hey, Benny, good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good to see everybody. There's been so much going on. Yeah, ocean time flies, right? And for those of you who tried to tune in on Thursday night on YouTube, we were just incredibly busy on Thursday. I don't know what happened this week, but suddenly everybody wanted to book a cruise or some travel. So we were just incredibly busy on Thursday. So we had to cancel Thursday night's live. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is one of the last times we're going to be with this backdrop behind me in this house in another couple of weekends. We're moving to the new place, so that should be really, really interesting. Hey, good morning, Mary. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Nene. Good to see you guys. We've got a bunch of clients going out. Actually, this weekend, we've had a bunch of clients go out. We had some go out on the Sun Princess yesterday. I believe we've got Norwegian and Oceania. Not the Sun Princess, the Sky Princess. Rebecca was shaking her head. The Sky Princess, because the sun isn't out yet. In fact, the sun's not out here yet either. But the Sun Princess is coming soon. So Benny is saying that it's 244 days till the Sun Princess with us. I know. I can't wait. Can't wait to see everybody there. We're going to have to drink some coffee. Benny, I found out we've got another coffee lover who's going to be on the cruise with us too. Jim Sims is going to be there. So I cannot wait. Hey, Norma, how you doing? Good to see you. But yeah, let's talk about the group cruises real quick. And of course, if you guys have questions or anything like that, we're happy to answer them. And if you like what we're doing, hey, please subscribe. TikTok, YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. And also click those little like buttons so both channels know that you like what we're doing. But the first cruise we're going to talk about, we're getting quite a bit of interest on our Alaska cruise. If you're thinking about going to Alaska, and you're looking at 2025, we have an amazing cruise coming up that you can come sail with Rebecca and I. It's going to be on the Oceania Riviera. It's only 1,250 passengers. This is a very, very small ship. And, and Cindy's even saying 200. That's so funny. Benny and Cindy are both talking about the Sun Princess. So excited. That's awesome. But in June of 2025, we're going on the Oceania Riviera. Only 1,250 passengers. It's pretty much an all-inclusive cruise because through our group, Oceania already gives the meals, the Wi-Fi, the soft drinks, the coffee. I think $600 in shore excursion credit. But then with the group, you get the gratuities included and you get a drinks package upgrade. So it's really awesome. Hey, good morning, Melissa. You're going on the Norwegian Joy in April. You have a stateroom suite. You put in 4 bids for the Haven. Any tips? Not really. I mean, the bids come with that minimum amount that they want you to bid. Depending on how now, the one big thing to understand is the Havens may or may not be available when you make the bid. This is true of any cruise line. So when you're making a bid on a cabin, the cabin may or may not actually be available because one, they're banking on maybe some people are going to cancel, and 2, they're banking on if people get an upgrade, then they will go on to that other cabin, making that cabin available. So that's number 1. The cabins may or may not be available when you bid. 2, there's that minimum bid. So depending on how many other people are bidding and a number of other factors, like we don't really know what that consideration is, whether it's just a straight up amount of money, or maybe there's money plus your loyalty points and all of that stuff. So yeah, I would say just bid what you feel is comfortable for trying to get those rooms, and know that if they accept your bid, you have no say in the matter. You will automatically, your credit card will be charged. You will be instantly moved. You can't go back to your old cabins because your old cabins will already have been bid out to somebody else. But that's the only thing to be aware of, that you have absolutely no say in the new location. And once you go, that's it. You're gone. You can't make any changes to it. So that is the one thing to keep in mind with that. So, hey, Joy, how are you? Boy, it's been a while since we've talked. I can't wait to chat with you again about your next travels. We have so much going on with cruising and travel. So we talked about Oceania. That is June 26th through July 8th, 2025. We're going to Alaska. That's round trip Seattle. And I know we're going to, I'm going to bring it up here so I can see it correctly and make sure I don't want to give you guys wrong information. Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, Jerry, you're going on the Celebrity Beyond in September. Love it. Love it. Hopefully Captain Kate will be there. Our goal is to have Captain Kate do our vow renewal. So that's coming up in a couple of years. So whatever ship she happened to be on, that's the one that we want to go on. But in Alaska, if you'd like to come with us, we're going to leave Seattle. We're going to cruise the Inside Passage. We're going to go Ketchikan, Wrangell, Juneau, Skagway, Icy Strait Point. We're going to cruise Hubbard Glacier. We're going to go to Sitka, Klawak, another day of cruising, and then Victoria, British Columbia, which is going to be a 12-hour stop. It's not going to be a token 3-hour stop. And most of these stops are like in that 11 to 14-hour time frame. So there's plenty of time not only to do an excursion, but you can do multiple excursions up in Alaska. But yeah, so that's going to be on the Oceania Riviera, June 26th through July 8, 2025. We'll be celebrating the 4th of July in Alaska. How cool will that be? That's going to be so amazing. I cannot wait to do that. Hey, good morning, Kurt. How are you? Good to see you. Jerry, have we been on the Beyond? We have not been on the Beyond. We saw her when she came into St. Thomas. We were on the Symphony of the Seas. So she came into St. Thomas and we saw her come in there. But our dear friend Stephanie was on there and she was just blown away. She said it's one of the most beautiful ships that she has ever been on. We have gotten the same comment from our clients. We have sent quite a few clients out on that ship and they have all come back saying, oh my God, that ship is absolutely gorgeous. In fact, we're talking to some clients now about the Excel, the brand new one. You got the Ascent and then the Excel is coming out. So we've booked clients on the Ascent, on the, let's see, so what do we got? We got the Edge, the Apex, the Beyond, right? So we pretty much sent clients on every single one of them. Now we're talking to clients about the Excel, but they have all been blown away by them. Jerry, it's going to be your first time cruising on Celebrity. I think you're going to have a fabulous time. It's a great cruise line, food is good, the pools are beautiful. We love the solarium pools, absolutely. Oh my God, I love the coffee. I love everything about Celebrity. It's a great cruise line. It's a really fun cruise line. And Peter over on YouTube is saying they're going to be on the Beyond in May with Captain Kate. So that's so awesome. Hopefully you'll do bug trivia. If you're on the ship with Captain Kate, usually she does bug trivia one day. Or she'll bring Bug down to the theater, and then you get to do trivia with Captain Kate. It's going to be so much fun. I love it. I love it. So, but yeah, that's going to be absolutely cool. Good morning, Sharon. How are you? How's everybody doing out there? I hope y'all are doing great. I love seeing that. So, KPD, Norwegian Joy in 20 days. If you're going out on a cruise, let us know. I want to know about this. It's going to be so awesome. And of course, look, we're your independent travel advisor as well. Our services are 100% free. So we can help you in any way with any of your travels. I love sending people out on their first cruises, especially we've had so many people reach out and go, God, it's going to be our first cruise. We need some help. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And of course, our services are 100% free. So why wouldn't you book with us? We love doing that. So Norwegian Joy in 20 days. Discovery Princess in June. That's nice. So I'm assuming that's an Alaska cruise because I think Discovery Princess is going to be up in Seattle. That is so much fun. But Stephanie, Bobby, you're asking us. Stephanie met Bug. I believe she had a chance to meet Bug. Yeah, Rebecca is nodding. Yes, definitely did that. Benny, you're going on the Reflection in 7 days. Oh my God, Benny, that is a beautiful ship. My biggest tip for anybody going on Celebrity ships, and I know I'm always talking about drinks, but I will say that the world-class bar is one of the best bars at sea for sure. And everybody goes to the Martini Bar because it's a great show. But I love the World Class Bar. They only make like a dozen drinks, and they're absolutely fabulous. So, hey, good morning, Greg. That's true. Yeah, you got the group cruise coming up in June, and Beyond to ABCs. Ooh, ABC Islands are absolutely fabulous. I love that. I love that. Becky's getting ready to go to Panama Canal on the Island Princess. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, user 107 Icon in April. Oh my God. I did not expect that to be my favorite ship. Now it's my favorite Royal Caribbean ship. It really is. I can say that openly. Icon of the Seas was just an amazing. I have a soft spot for the Mariner, though. Mariner's a great ship. Anchor, what's the best cruise for less people on a cruise? Well, smaller ships. Really, you start looking at Oceania. So Oceania has 650 or 1,200 passengers on their ship. Viking has around 900. I think Regent has around 700, 900. So if you want less people on the ship, you definitely want to go down to a smaller cruise line. Or, like Royal Caribbean, I think it's around 2,000 on their smaller ship. Norwegian has some nice smaller ships. Even Celebrity has the Millennium Series. So those are all like around 2,000 people, plus or minus. So yeah, it's not necessarily cruise line. You start looking at their ships because most people are surprised. Some people are surprised. Like they think Royal Caribbean only has the really, really big ship. They do have smaller ships. Norwegian has smaller ships. Celebrity has them. And certainly, we really started introducing a lot of our clients to Oceania because of the nearly all-inclusive nature of it and the over-the-top amazing food. I mean, the food is really, really good on Oceania. So, yeah. Brant, 117 days to Norway on the Anthem. Oh, that should be a lot of fun. That's a big ship, but that should be a lot of fun going up to Norway. I love it. I love it. Kristen, going on the Harmony, your very first cruise. Wow, you went big for your first cruise. Harmony of the Seas, one of the biggest cruise ships in the world. What a fun time you're going to have. I mean, you got the Aqua Theater, you got the Broadway shows up in the main theater, you got the ice skating show, plus you have all the lounges at night. And I'll tell you something that surprised a lot of people. Stephanie is the one who told us about this. The wings and Playmakers are some of the best wings at sea. They're really good chicken wings. So if you like chicken wings, Playmakers for sure. You're going to have an amazing time. Jerry, oh, so you upgraded to the premium package on the Beyond. Good. Yeah, you should enjoy that. You should really, really enjoy that. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, Peter's agreeing that he loves Mariner. It's a great ship. So Mariner of the Seas and that whole Voyager of the Seas class, I think that is probably my favorite class of Royal Caribbean ships. I just love the size of the ship. You know, you still got the ice skating rink. You've got the flow rider up top if you want. You got it was the one that introduced the Royal Promenade. It's just a nice size of ship. It's not too big, not too small. It's a really nice size of ship. But I will say the Icon, man, I'll go on the Icon any day. That was so much fun. Jen, you've got 6 days until Symphony. We were on the Symphony. We had a great time on that ship. Hey, Chris, good morning. Majestic Princess in October. And you're going on Harmony for specialty dining. So I will say, like, Jen is going on the Symphony. Wonderland was an interesting experience. I think everybody should probably try it once. I don't know if you want to do it again after that, but I think everybody should try it once. I think it's a really interesting experience going down to Wonderland. I will say Hooked Seafood. Wow, Hooked Seafood was really good. I love what they did with it on the Icon. They gave it a really nice new location. It's right there by the Aqua Theater and everything. So yeah, so my advice, if you're going on one of those ships that has Hooked, go to Hooked Seafood is good. And I still think Izumi is one of the best sushi hibachi joints at sea right now. So user 171, you're going on the Norwegian Breakaway solo cabin in May. Have we been on the Breakaway? We have been on the Getaway and the Escape. So those are two of her sisters. And we have a wedding actually going out in June on the Breakaway. That's going to be awesome. I think we have 3 or 4 weddings that we're working on right now. Cruise weddings, they're the best. I love it. I love it. Love it. But the Breakaway, that's a great class of ship. My favorite joint, and where Rebecca and I pretty much hang out, Deck 8, which is the waterfront. It wrapped about 3/4 of the way around the ship. You got outdoor dining there. You got outdoor seating. You got outdoor bars. And it's almost like having a big boardwalk. So I love sitting out there. The pool area is a bit small for a ship that big, and it's pretty much the way through the whole class. So we don't really hang out by the pool that much, and there's not a whole lot of shade up there either. So we'll go down to Deck 8. I don't know if that ship has a Food Republic. It may not. But Food Republic is one of our favorite joints to eat, and Bayamo by Blue, which is a seafood restaurant. That's another one that we really, really like. But great class of ship. Generally, really good cruise director staff. They do a lot of fun things, and they do a lot of visual trivia with that big screen that they have, in the atrium. So yeah, you should have a great time. DJ Ryan, you're going on the Icon in 2025. Have an amazing time. We only got to experience it for 3 days, but we have to go back and try it for a week. I mean, that's such an amazing ship. Good morning, Stacey. How are you? You're welcome, Anchor. Glad I could help. Becca82, hello. How are you? And again, if you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor. And we charge absolutely nothing for our services. We like to say, as it says on the thing, our services are free, but your memories are priceless. And we actually assist everything along the way. So once you book a cruise or you book travel, we can help you with your flights, your hotels, and everything like that. We don't just book and go away. We're with you until you come home. So yeah, if we can help you, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. There's links on YouTube. There's links on TikTok. So just reach out. Jamie, you're going on Carnival Breeze in October 21 for your first cruise. Welcome to cruising. Yay. You should have a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, nobody beats the Fun Squad on Carnival. The Fun Squad is its own animal. There's nothing else like it in cruising. They're absolutely amazing. They are so much fun. Trivia, games, all that stuff. Oh, they're so much fun. Andrew, you've been on the Carnival Celebration in January, so you think you're going to book the Mardi Gras for January. I'll tell you what. I like what they've done with the 3XL ship. You know, the Mardi Gras has the French Quarter, Celebration has the terminal. Now the Jubilee has the whole underwater currents thing. I think they're great ships. They're really, really fun ship. And of course, they got the Shaq's Chicken, which is unfreaking believable. I love shack chicken. Shack chicken is actually dangerous for me because, I'll eat way too much of it. Becca82, you're going on your first cruise, Carnival Jubilee. I've got some guests going out on their very first cruise in March on the Carnival Jubilee. Oh my God, the Carnival Jubilee is such a great ship. And what a great ship for your first cruise. It pretty much got everything on it. It's got lots of room for you to spread out. It's got so much food. So that will be a heck of an introduction. For those of you who don't know, Carnival has a fabulous, what do they call it? I forget what they call it. The Serenity or something like that. The adult only sun deck up top is what they have. Are you okay? Okay. But they have the whole adults only sun deck up in the front, and I highly recommend it. It's a good place to go and relax, get away from the kids. It's 21 and over only, and they have a really nice pool up there. They have a bar up there, and they have lunch. They have a really great salad bar for lunch as well. So, Sissy, you're going on the Mariner in November. Cindy, that's right. You went on the breakaway, and you loved it. That is absolutely awesome. Samantha, Carnival celebration in September. It'll be cruise number 2. That's so awesome. Hey, good morning, Kaylin. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Stephen, what is the best for Alaska? Well, the absolute best would be to come with us on the Oceania Riviera next year. But I would invite you to come if you'd like to come on that. We just booked some folks yesterday. So in Alaska, we lean into Princess, first of all, especially if you want to do a land sea tour. I think Princess really does it. Princess and Holland America, those are the two, honestly, in our opinion, those are two of the best if you want to do land and sea, because like Princess owns all their own lodges. So it's very much like a cruise experience on land. And the same thing with Holland America. They own some of the lodges, maybe not all of them. But Holland America actually has some lodges in different places, like Dawson City and things like that. So if you want to do that full land sea tour, that's what Rebecca and I did the first time. We did 7 days on land, 7 days at sea, all with Princess. The ship was the Sapphire Princess. I do recommend that you do land first because land is more moving around, and then you come onto the ship and you relax. Whereas if you do the ship first, then the land, it's more active at the end. So it's nicer to do the land in the beginning. So those are the two that we really lean into if you want to do the land sea. They're also the first two that we generally lean into if you just want to go to Alaska and experience it, because they are two of the longest running operators in Alaska. Right behind that, and actually now like sliding up into that, if you just want to do a cruise, we're introducing our clients to Oceania now, because they are round trip Alaska, but they offer 12-day itineraries, 11-day itineraries, so they can do the full Alaska run, and it's nearly all inclusive, all meals, Wi-Fi, coffee, soft drinks. You get shore excursion credit. So there's so much that they offer, and there's only 650 or 1,250 guests on the ship, so it's a very small, intimate experience, especially when you go into the ports. It's really easy to get on and off the ship. But Stephen, those are really the three that we lean into now for Alaska: Princess, Holland America, and Oceania. I'm not going to say any one of them is the best, because the best one's going to be whichever one happens to have the itinerary, the dates, the time that you want to go. So feel free to reach out. We'd be more than happy to help you out. Where's WalterTravel.com? There's a contact us, or there's links right here in TikTok. Just hit contact us. It'll bring you right to our form. We'll help you out. So yeah, that's it. Sissy, the Mariner review. There's really not much to say other than it's a great ship. What I'll say is it's a nice size, right? So you've got the small Royal Caribbean ship, and you've got the really, really, really big ones. And this was the first of the quote unquote mega ships, because it introduced a Royal Promenade, it introduced the ice skating rink, and it introduced a flow rider up top. So it has a lot of the features that Royal Caribbean is known for, plus some really good restaurants. Plus, like if you go on the Mariner, it has the Bamboo Bar, which is the inspiration for the new Pesky Parrot that's coming out on the Utopia of the Seas. So it has a nice blend of the really fun, crazy stuff, good theater shows, ice skating, and then restaurants and whatnot. So if you really want to know what Royal Caribbean is all about, that Voyager class ship is a really good class to go on. Scott's here. Rick's here. Good morning. Good morning, Norma. You wish you could be on the Serenity deck of the Mardi Gras right now. I think we all wish we could be on the Serenity deck of the Mardi Gras. If anybody's watching this from the Mardi Gras, please go up to the Serenity deck for us so you can understand. Chris, Majestic Princess has Harmony Chinese restaurant instead of Sabatini. Really? They got rid of Sabatini on the Majestic Princess?
I think it was originally designed for the Asian market.
Oh, that's right. It was designed for the Asian market, and then they brought it on over, right? Oh, I haven't even really noticed that. I'll have to go back in and look. So, yeah, that would make sense if that was designed for the Asian market, that they would have gotten rid of the Italian restaurants. So thanks. Andrew, you're looking at the April 30th sailing on the Symphony. That should be a lot of fun. I mean, why not? Oh, in 2025, yeah. That should be a lot of fun. I mean, they just, I just did a TikTok actually on all the new schedules that they announced. Royal Caribbean's out to 2026 now with some of these sailings. So yeah, they announced some, all of their like 7 ships, East Coast, Caribbean, and all of that. So yeah, there's a lot of great sailings out there right now. And if you want to book Royal Caribbean, as you all know, do it as soon as possible so that they get some of the great, some of the best pricing. And then should I happen to go down, we can easily help you with that too. So Jen, yes, the Harmony is absolutely fabulous. Good morning from Maine. Hi. Good morning, Maine. How are you? Good to see you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And folks, just know I will get to your questions as I move along. If you're trying to ask the same question twice, I try to take my time to answer them. So just give me a minute. I'll catch up to you. Leanne, I'm so sorry. You're going on the Symphony of the Seas in August. What do we think? First of all, I will tell you that there's a full playlist on TikTok and YouTube on the Symphony of the Seas, in particular the food review. So I will say the food was fabulous for the most part. There's some misses, obviously. You know, the main dining room is not the most exciting in the world, but you won't go hungry. The Windjammer buffet, of course, you're going to find things that you absolutely love, and then there's going to be some things that you're like, it's just like any other buffet out there. The shows were fabulous. The shows were really, really good. I want to say that's the one that had Hairspray, and then it had 2 original shows as well. Really good entertainment. The ice show was fabulous. A lot of fun. Actually understood it. It was like a spy movie kind of a thing, which was a lot of fun. And that's the one that had Hero out at the Aqua Theater. Amazing. And again, like I said earlier, Playmaker's Wings, really good. So, and I probably hung out in Central Park the most on that ship. That was my introduction to Central Park. Loved it. So yeah. My best advice too is like when on boarding day, go to Central Park and go to Park Cafe for lunch instead of going to the Windjammer, because it's a lot quieter. It's really nice to sit out there in Central Park. So yeah, I would do that. Have we gone on the Disney Wish? We have not yet, but we have sent some clients out. In fact, I just had some lovely clients go out on the Disney Wish, and they had a fabulous time. I'm looking forward to the Treasure because I want the 7-night cruises. I really want to go out and experience that for 7 nights. Plus, it has the Haunted Mansion Lounge. It has the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea things. I cannot wait. So. Hulk, if you're Hulk, I assume you're talking about the Havana Cabana on Carnival. Yeah, that's an awesome area. I from what our guests have told us, we've only seen the Havana Cabana on the XL class, which is Mardi Gras. We have not seen it on Vista, Horizon, and Panorama yet, but we have been told that Havana Cabana is much nicer. And plus, just looking at the deck plans and everything, you've got an actual pool. Got a whole area there. So that is a nicer setup than what they gave you on the XL. I will say that. The best part about the Havana Cabana on the XL ship is, of course, the coffee. The coffee is amazing. Schnauzer Mom. Aw, I love it. You're going on the Carnival Panorama next Saturday, Mexican Riviera. Have an amazing time. That should be awesome. That is actually the largest of the Vista class ship, and she's the last one. That was built. So yeah, have a great time. We've sent multiple clients out on that ship. They've had a good time. That's the one that has the trampoline center instead of the IMAX theater. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Yanni, you're going on to Sun Princess in July. You're going to beat us. We will be on it in October. In fact, I'll flip that up over onto YouTube if anybody wants to come along. We're going on the Sun Princess October 19th through the 26th. I've lost track of how many people we have on that cruise. Now, we've got a lot of people coming on that one because everybody is so excited to meet the Sun Princess. It's going to be so much fun. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I can't wait. It looks like she's finally going to sail. What's today? The 18th. I think it was, what did you say, hon? The 28th, the 20-something Sun Princess was coming.
Last I heard.
Yeah. So last we heard, the first 2 sailings were canceled, but it did sound like scheduled sailing number 3 is now going to be the inaugural. I cannot wait to meet this ship. It's going to be amazing, people. It's going to be absolutely amazing. User 631, what's the best cruise line for people interested in exercising, wellness, and education? Well, I would say off the bat,
I don't know about if you can get best of all 3 in one line.
But I was going to say in terms of the exercise and wellness, well, that's a big feature of Virgin Voyages. That's a big thing that they promote. All of the group exercise classes are included in their cruising. They have a whole outdoor gym, a dedicated running track. So they launched that line with exercise and wellness in mind. Now, that being said, most of the cruise lines have varying levels of that. Now, the smaller cruise lines, when you get into wellness, that's where some of the smaller cruise lines shine in terms of like food quality, maybe the spa quality, like the new Oceania ships. The Vista is out right now. The Allora's coming out. My God, the spas that they're putting in those ships. Of course, Viking, Regent. When you get into those are really going to give you an outstanding spa experience. Now, Princess has an amazing spa experience as well, especially when you get into the Royal class ship. They have a much more expanded spa. And then in terms of education, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but
a lot of the smaller cruise lines have, they invite people on to do lectures.
Yeah, like Holland America. Holland America will do that as well.
Well, yeah, in certain situations, but like Oceania had somebody come on doing lectures.
Yeah.
Viking has people who come on and do talks.
So in terms of the education, again, it's going to be the smaller cruise lines as well. And river cruising too. There's a lot of education in river cruising just because of where they're stopping along the way. Like American Cruise Line, they have entire cruises based on like the American Revolution, Mark Twain, authors, Lewis and Clark going through the western states. So river cruising has a lot of education, but all 3, it's a little bit hard to get all 3, but in the mainstream, Virgin would be at the top of my list if you're just talking exercise and wellness. In fact, they have a whole exercise and wellness campaign going on right now, and specials going on, I think, through April, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, just reach out if you'd like some help with that. Hella, maybe you're going on the celebration. Oh, Apex celebration, a celebrity Apex, excuse me, the celebrity Apex in April on your 3rd dialysis at sea to take care of the patients. Now, thank you for bringing that up. That is something that is available. I've had some people ask about that. Dialysis. Can I get dialysis on a cruise? The answer is yes, but there are only certain cruise ships that can do it, and you go through Dialysis at Sea. That's actually the name of the company, Dialysis at Sea. You can look them up on the web, and they can tell you which specific ships they can get on. They can also tell you which specific treatments they can do, because they can't do everything. But if you are in need of dialysis treatment, that doesn't mean you necessarily cannot go on a cruise. So thank you for bringing that up, so we can also talk about that. So let's see, only 2 cruise lines can get into Glacier Bay. Princess is one of them. Actually, no. Glacier Bay National Park, I have seen Norwegian advertising that. And
but they have much more limited
visits. Holland America and Princess have the most passes into Glacier Bay National Park for sure. But there are other cruise lines that do advertise Glacier Bay National Park. They have much more limited passes, but they can get in there for sure. You're welcome, Steve. Stace 702, you would love to book a first-time cruise for your daughter. Oh, and you to celebrate her high school graduation. Yeah, reach out. Absolutely. Where's waltertravel.com? There's a contact us link right there. Again, our services are 100% free. We love doing it. We just love doing it. So yeah, reach out. Because the most important thing about the first cruise, and y'all who have watched me before, know I say this all the time, but it's the ship. It has nothing to do with the cruise line. We just got to get you on the right ship, get you on the best ship for when you want to sail, where you want to sail from, and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. Just reach out. We'd love to. Oh, hey, Cruise RX said he was on the Solstice, the Celebrity Solstice. Walked by the theater during a presentation. The topic was the Titanic, when he was scratching his head because they were on a cruise ship. That would be an interesting discussion on a cruise ship, to be talking about the Titanic, because that is brought up a lot. You know, a lot of times somebody will make a comment in the cruise lives about that. So,
well, current modern cruise ships have not a whole lot in common with the Titanic.
No, not anymore, thankfully. Yes. Mr. SpongeBob, how are you? I love to see you. Or Miss SpongeBob, good to see you. Snell's your mom. We have not been on the Panorama herself. We've been on the Carnival Mardi Gras, but we have sent multiple clients out there. Now, I will tell you, some of our clients were less than excited about the food options on there, but you know, that is one of those things that is so subjective. Could have some clients going, oh my God, it was just amazing. We had a great time. And others are like, some of the food was okay. So that's really all I can tell you about that. Miss SpongeBob, you just watched our Symphony of the Seas dining video. Yay, man, we ate so much food on that ship. Oh my God, that ship and the Mardi Gras, I think, are the most food I've ever eaten. I have been trying desperately to get my Oceania food tour edited. I've got a whole food tour from Oceania that I have not edited yet. I just haven't had the time. I just need to get up there and start editing that. So, Andrew, do kids have to pay gratuities on Royal Caribbean? If so, is it the same price as the adults? 1,000%. Yes, everybody pays gratuities.
Every cruise line.
Yeah, every cruise line. There's no difference between the kids and the adults.
Whether you're 6 months old or 102, doesn't matter.
But what if you're 103?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find that out. I don't know. The things we ponder when we ask. BB for wellness and exercise. Roxy Stone, trying to do a family cruise around Thanksgiving. Love cruising during Thanksgiving. All the drama on the turkey is gone. Roxy Stone is going to do a family cruise around Thanksgiving, trying to work out through a travel payment plan. So that depends on the cruise line. First of all, there's a service called Uplift, which we have. I just used it yesterday, actually, on a Carnival cruise. So Uplift allows you to pay, I think, up to 18 months. What they do is, if you're approved, they issue a credit card, a virtual Visa card. I use that Visa card to pay for the cruise, and you take up to 18 months to pay them. With the cruise lines themselves, like Royal Caribbean has the flex pay system. Now you still got to pay by final payment, but you can go ahead and make a series of payment. Plus, know that when you're booking a cruise, you're going to make that deposit up front, and you got the final payment on whatever that day is. But between the two, you can make as many payments as you want. You don't just simply have to wait and have that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 payment just waiting for you at the end. You can go ahead and pay it off. And I do that with my clients all the time, where when you work with me as a travel advisor, I make all the payments on your behalf, but we can work out a payment thing where, like, I have one client, like every month I send her a credit card authorization and then I make the payment. So you can do that. But Uplift was designed specifically for travel. So that is one option for you right there. And you can get 0% interest. Like my client yesterday got 0%. He's going on a cruise, I want to say within the next 3 months on Carnival, but he's got 11 months to pay it. So, and it's 0%. So that is one of the options. So yeah, reach out if you'd like more information. Where's WalterTravel.com, or you're on TikTok, so click the logo, and then there will be a contact us link right on there. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, down in the description down below, there are more links down there. Hey, I had that one up there. Hey, I saw that Peter's watching from Cruise RX. We've got an amazing group cruise going to the Panama Canal as well. March 23rd through April 20th, 2025. 20 days on the Oceania Serena, which was the ship that we were on for the holidays. Amazing ship. We will not be on this particular cruise. Peter and his lovely wife, Barbara, will be hosting this cruise. So if you'd like to go on that, you basically get a Western Caribbean cruise. You go through the Panama Canal. You spend the night in Panama City. You come back through the canal, and then you do an ABC itinerary and go back to Miami. So 20 days round trip Miami, 2 times through the Panama Canal. just reach out if you'd like more information on that one. It's going to be an amazing cruise. And we would be on it, except we have a cruise in May, and then we have Alaska in June. It's just too much for us to juggle to go on that one too. But we're so excited that Peter's going out on this one. And that is the ship that we sail for the holiday. What a great ship. Only 650 people. So, Mama Downer, you're going to Glacier Bay on Discovery Princess in May. Yay! Glacier Bay is awesome. Just Alaska is awesome, people. Make sure you bring your camera. Make sure your phones are empty. So I took over 3,300 pictures in 14 days in Alaska. So do that. Do we book interline travel? I can, but I don't. So that's the answer to that. I can, but I don't. Huh?
You can't?
I can on Carnival.
Oh.
Carnival is the only one that does bring it up, but I don't. Yeah. Gary Q, what's the best way to stay in contact with family back home from on board? There's so many different ways. Actually, you know what's a really good one? Well, there's two. A lot of people use Facebook Messenger, as long as you got the Wi-Fi. So make sure you get the Wi-Fi plan. And then number two, WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp all the time because texting works on some ships, and in some cases, texting only works across the same device. So Apple to Apple and Android to Android. But if you try to cross the stream to go Android to Apple, it might work, it might not. But WhatsApp is a great app to stay in touch with everybody. So get everybody on WhatsApp, and then you can text back and forth very easily. You can make phone calls via WhatsApp, but you got to have that Wi-Fi plan on the ship. You can't just, the only thing you can do on a ship without a Wi-Fi plan is to use their app. That's it. But get a Wi-Fi plan, get everybody on WhatsApp. That would be my advice. It has been working brilliantly for us. It has kept us in touch. Yeah, Secretary on YouTube is saying the same thing. It's free, and it has kept us in touch with all of our clients as well. So yeah, certainly reach out. I'm also going to tell you that we have a Norwegian Aqua Group cruise too, folks, coming up in May of 2025. Brand new Norwegian Aqua. It's only going to be out for a month when we go on the ship. This is the one with the slide coaster on it. So May 31st through June 7th, and it's 15% off. Plus you get $100 onboard credit on that one. So yeah, that's a good one. So come join us on that. And of course, as with everything else, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. And I will invite you all on TikTok and YouTube. If you'd like to follow us, we would appreciate that. And if you would hit those like buttons so that YouTube and TikTok know that you like what we're doing, we would appreciate that as well. Miss SpongeBob, you're curious on what's the best way to book dining on BV without missing events and parties?
First thing I'm going to say is, unless you want to run yourself ragged, you're going to miss something.
You are.
It's just the nature of any cruise.
In fact, we had this discussion yesterday because we had a client ask about booking. So the shows are going to be around 8-ish and around 10:30-ish in the Red Room, ish. Because they do change a bunch. They will slide around the shows. They'll even move the shows across days.
Sometimes they have one earlier, like 5:30 or 6:30.
Yeah.
It's not predictable.
Yeah, Virgin is the most unpredictable in terms of time. So and Rebecca made a good point yesterday. Book dinners, because it's easier to change your dinner plans than it is to try to get dinner plans once you're on the ship. So book in advance. The schedule doesn't even show up on your app until what?
Well, actually, the schedule starts to show up around the same time dinner reservations, about 45 days. But really, that will only show the big shows, not like the diva shows or the trivia or any of that. It'll show, like
the
Ships in the Night and Dual Reality. And those will show up, and those will probably stay around the same time as when they first show up. Ish.
Yeah. They might change days, but they might be the same time. So Virgin is among the most unpredictable. So the schedule is not set until pretty much when you go to the show. Like we've been on the ship and things have changed.
Yeah, but not the big shows. They haven't changed. It's the big shows little stuff.
So just know that the shows are around 8-ish, 10:30-ish to help you. The big Scarlet Night event that happens all the way up on the top. Now, Scarlet Night is spread out, but the big thing up top is around 10:30, the big party up top.
And the pajama thing's around 11?
Yeah, 11:30, the pajama party on the first night, around 11:30 at night. So, yeah, you're probably not going to miss that. Secretary, how do you use the shipboard internet cafes? Marty and I can't wait for that cruise and the Aqua. So the shipboard internet cafe, you still have to have a Wi-Fi plan if you want to check email and things like that. You can't just simply go in there and start checking your email. You can use the ship website and all that, but if you're going to go in there and use the shipboard internet cafe, you still have to have a Wi-Fi plan. You can't just walk in there and use it and check email.
And a lot of ships now are really making their cafes very small. It might be one or two computers.
Literally, there might be one or two computers. There might be an iPad, but it's mainly there for you to go down there and get assistance. So, hey, Celeste, how are you? Good to see you. MCAP, is there a limit to the number of people who eat dinner together traveling with 14? Based on the size of the tables. So like Razzle Dazzle on Virgin Voyages, they have these big, long family tables. You can easily put 14 there, because I think we did for Thanksgiving for one of ours. We did see, like on MSC, I think they had a table for 20.
Yeah.
They did literally have a big, big table for 20.
Most cruise lines, the biggest table you're going to get is somewhere around 8 or 10 people. 10. Yeah. But you can try and get 2 tables close to each other.
Yeah, yeah. And if you link your reservations, then the cruise line knows that you're all traveling together. Now, in terms of the individual restaurant, they may or may not be able to set up a table for 14. Again, you may have 2 tables. But you should be able to do it at least with 2 tables for sure. You definitely want to try to make those reservations as soon as you get, like as soon as the reservations are open, I would get in there and start making your reservation, and make sure that all of the reservations are linked together. So this way the cruise line knows that all of you are traveling together and want to eat together for sure. So, Letitia, what kind of benefits can be offered when working with a travel agent with the Icon of the Seas? Well, number one, you don't have to do anything. That's the best part. So you don't have to call Royal Caribbean, and then if you want to make some changes, I take care of that, or one of my many colleagues would take care of that. And we always try to get you some sort of onboard credit or something on the ship as well. So that's not to do just what Icon of Sea. That's with everything out there. I'm sorry, were you going to say something? That's the biggest thing. You know, one, and especially if something goes sideways, we take care of that for you. Plus, we can take care of all of your travel arrangements if you want, you know, the flights, the hotels, helping you figure out how to get to the port, things like that. And of course, as we build a relationship, we start to know you and we start to know your likes. So then we can like keep an eye out for things and say, hey, did you see that this is coming up? Or hey, that thing is coming up, things like that. Plus, at the end of the day, you're also supporting a small business, because whether you go with us or you book with another travel advisor, the commissions are already baked in. You know, the price that you pay has commissions in there for travel advisors. So if you don't book through a travel advisor, well, then Royal Caribbean just keeps it. But if you work with an independent travel advisor like myself, at the very least, you're supporting a small business. So, but we do try to get you a little something at least, you know, maybe some onboard credit, maybe something else to say thank you for booking with us. So for sure. But thank you for the question, Letitia. Linda, you want to take your husband on an Alaskan cruise in 2025, a dream trip. How soon do I start planning?
About 5 months ago.
Yeah. Why don't you come with us? You know, and I'm only half joking there. We have a 12-day cruise on the Oceania Riviera. You can go to our website. In fact, I think there's a link on TikTok right now that you can click the link and go see our Alaska cruise. But yeah, you want to start planning now, especially if you want to do land sea tour. 2025 is up for most everybody. In fact, I think
everybody.
Yeah, when they went on sale, literally like Princess, I must have booked like 10 Alaska cruises right on that day when they went on sale. So yeah, you definitely want to start planning now. I would suggest that you reach out and let's get talking, because again, our services are free. We have been to Alaska. We've got an Alaska group cruise coming up next year on the Oceania Riviera. That one's going to be 12 nights leaving on June 26th. It's going to be an amazing cruise, but that may not be the right one for you. So yeah, let's just reach out and talk. But now is the time to be planning. We've got stuff booked into 2026 already. It's absolutely insane. It's so crazy. Hey, good morning, Aaron. Good to see you. Thanks for waking up to join us out there on the West Coast. And yes, Peter's saying that the train ride in Skagway is amazing. He is absolutely right about that. George, why is there a reason that? Oh, thank you, David, for the confetti. George, why is there a reason we can't book a family of 5 on Royal Caribbean? You can. However, the public and even our booking engine limits us to 4 people. But we can book actually up to 8 people in a single cabin, depending on the ship and the cabin size. We just have to call in. So that's a great reason to work with a travel advisor, because we can tell you which cabin can actually hold the 5, 6, 7, 8. And then once we see an empty cabin, like, we can talk about it, we can get the pricing all set up. Then we actually call it in to get we can book the cabin with 4 so that we get the cabin on hold. And then we call Royal Caribbean and we add passengers 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, but essentially, nobody can do it online. Not a travel agent, not anybody in the public. The only way to do it is to call Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, and we have a different phone line that we call than you guys. So we have agent support that helps us. They do a really good job. But that's the deal. Now, supposedly they're working on that, where we as travel agents will be able to book up to 8 people into a single cabin. But right now, you book 4, and then you call in to get the rest of them in there. So, and we always make sure that we go ahead and book it. Like, we'll even just book the cabin with 2 people because we want to grab the cabin, because it literally, in the amount of time that it takes me to make the phone call and get on the call and all that, that cabin could go away.
And there are limited cabins that can hold more than
and
4 people anyway.
Yeah, and one other thing, Letitia, if you're still watching, that I thought about, one thing that we can do as travel advisors is we can put holds on cabins. Depending on the cruise line, we can hold a cabin for 24 hours up to 7 days. So, like, even if you're just thinking about it, it's like, well, I think I want to go on it. We can grab that cabin, and that's going to do 2 things. 1, it's going to hold the cabin for you. 2, it's going to lock the price. So if the price goes up, like if we're right at the end of the month and the price might go up next week, but you're still not sure, you're on the fence, I can go ahead and hold the cabin. I think Royal Caribbean is either 5 days or 7 days. So I can put a hold on a cabin and lock the price for you, which you can't do on the site. If you go ahead and try to do it publicly, they're going to make you pay that deposit right away, and then you're committed. So,
and I would also encourage you, just because a lot of times the cabins that can hold more than 4 people are in the suite category often.
Yes.
Not always, often. Yeah. I would encourage you to also look at what it would be to maybe book 2 cabins of a lower category.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can work out better for you.
I saw something very interesting on the Crown and Anchor group in Facebook this morning with this couple that once they hit a certain level with Royal Caribbean, I can't keep up with all the levels, but they hit that level where they actually get like a discount. Instead of paying 200% for a solo, they pay 150% for a solo. They actually book 2 side-by-side cabins instead of a suite because it comes out cheaper. But they get the 2 bathrooms. They basically get a suite, if you will, because it's double the size. They just open the door and they just use it as one big cabin. And then, of course, they open up the balcony. That was a very interesting strategy. They said, we actually get the big cabin, but we usually end up paying, like, if it's less than a suite, we'll just go ahead and do that. I thought that was very clever. Leanne, if you have onboard credit, can you use that at Playmakers? Yeah. Well, if you're talking about the food, yeah, absolutely. I don't know about the games, how the games work, but certainly for the food, absolutely. Miss SpongeBob, bookings for dining on VB opens in 5 days for you, and you feel stressed because you want to eat everything.
Don't stress out. And if I don't know how long your cruise is, but to eat everything, even on their 8-day cruise, you could not eat everything unless you really wanted to do damage to your cardio.
Yeah, and keep in mind that the Wake and Razzle Dazzle have brunches. So if you want to try to do, now I'm going to be very, very honest. The Wake was outstanding. That's the steakhouse. It was outstanding the very first time we went on Scarlet Lady. Since then, we've been underwhelmed by it at dinner. It's a very good brunch. I recommend the Wake for brunch. But it's your decision whether you want to go for dinner. In fact, we went ahead and tried it again.
There are people who still love it.
Yeah, there are people who still love it, but we even gave it another shot because I was invited. I'm actually, according to Tamika, there's over 100,000 travel agents in the United States who are selling Virgin Voyages. We are in the top 100. We're somewhere in the middle of the top 100. So we decided to give, so we were on the ship in January. They invited us all onto the ship in January. We decided to give the Wake another shot, and it didn't work for us. So,
but everybody has things they like different.
Yeah,
so
that they like.
But you can't possibly. I think even if you were on, maybe if you were on like a 14-day, 15-day transatlantic, maybe you could eat everything.
Yeah, maybe. Which Bethany can certainly try if Bethany's watching. Secretary, do we still have IATA numbers? Yeah, actually we do. We have CLIA numbers, IATA numbers. Absolutely, we do. So Secretary is saying that they use onboard credit for the arcade and for the food. So if you're going to Playmakers, it sounds like you can use it for the game too. Thank you for that. And yes, we do have IATA numbers. But By the way, if the booking opens in 5 days and you're working with a travel advisor, we can go in and book the dinners for you. One of the worst things about, in fact, the worst thing about Virgin Voyages is the app. The app is terrible. We don't know when they're ever going to get a better app out there, but right now the app is terrible, and you're going to find that it will crash. If it's going on sale in 5 days, know that the dining bookings open at midnight. So if it's like February 20th, it's going to open at midnight in the morning of February 20th.
Possibly a smidge earlier.
Yeah, maybe as early as 11:30 p.m. the day before. The app will crash.
And that's Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern time. The app will crash because so many people will hit it. But if you're working with a travel advisor, I can go into your booking and I can make the reservation for you. And I do actually have guests who will send me their whole list of, hey, here's the days I want to go. These are restaurants I want. When the booking engine is behaving itself, I can do it in about 10 minutes. So yeah, so hopefully.
Which isn't always the case.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll work. Rocky Dog, any thoughts on a Singapore to Tokyo itinerary? It's funny you should ask about that because we literally just booked one similar to that. They're amazing. I mean, they're bucket lists. I don't know which cruise line you're thinking about, but I mean, those are absolutely stonking amazing itineraries. I would say I would probably go on a small ship. I think I know we booked a Regent Seven Seas. I want to say it's a Tokyo round trip. I want to say that one's like 14 or 20 days or something like that. But I would look at probably a smaller ship. I'm trying to remember who we just talked about with that. It might have been Norwegian. Might have been, yeah, I think it was Norwegian. We were looking at one. It might have been the Spirit, Norwegian Spirit, that we were just looking at that. But yeah, I mean, my goodness, what can you say about that? It's just amazing. Just make sure that the stops are the ones you want, and look closely at the stops. Make sure they're long enough to do everything that you want to do. There should be some overnights in there as well. So yeah. And watch James May, Our Man in Japan, on Amazon. This is a great travel series. You're welcome, George. What is the best repositioning cruise for stops? Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. You know, because everybody knows transatlantic, right? You know, you go east to west. Well, there's Trans-Pacific. There's going all the way down to there's Australia up to Seattle. There's one. Well, now the ones that are getting very impacted right now are the ones that are supposed to go through the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. They simply can't do that safely right now. So all of that's being rerouted. Virgin Voyages has had to reroute their ship, the Resilient Lady. She's going to go around Africa as well. But I mean, there's so many. There is no best repositioning. They're all amazing.
But as far as stops go, the fact of the matter is those Trans-Pacific, Transatlantic, they're just going to have a lot of sea days. Yeah,
they're going to have a lot. And the Transatlantics tend to have the least stops because they just want to get the ship to Europe. They want to get the ship over here. I mean, they might have 6 stops on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you might be expecting more. Whereas, like, it looks like the Trans-Pacific, they tend to do a few more because, like, they'll do like they'll go to Australia, they'll hit the South Pacific Islands, then they hit Hawaii, then they go on. So they can be more. But there is no best one. It's just, where do you want to go? You can pretty much go anywhere in the world on them now. So yeah, I don't think there is a best one. There's just whichever one is going to be the best one for you. And keep in mind, Holland America has some really interesting itineraries that are round trip United States. So like you can go to the Mediterranean and back from Florida. So that's not a repositioning cruise, but dang, 42 days on the ship, a lot of stops. So yeah. Miss SpongeBob, you're welcome. If we can help you in any way, please do reach out. We'd love to help you out. Secretary, do I think Viking or Virgin is better for adults only? 2 completely different experiences. I mean, completely different experiences. So Viking is 900 people ish, 970 ish. A very high-end experience. I don't want to say it's not a stuffy experience, but I think you do have to plan to be a little bit better dressed at night. You're going to have very traditional entertainment. You're going to have lectures, whereas Virgin Voyages is come as you are. They do have some very loud entertainment. You have your drag queens. You have it's a very chill ship during the day, but then at night, if you want to get wild and crazy, you can get wild and crazy. I don't know that you can get wild and crazy on Viking. The itineraries are completely different too. Virgin tends to run tried and true itineraries, whereas Viking, because the ship is so small, it can go off and do different things. So Neither one of them is better for adults, I don't think.
And you do have to be aware that the other two little quirks about Viking is it is entirely non-smoking, which depending on your perspective may
100%.
be good or bad.
Mhm.
And there is absolutely no casino.
No casino whatsoever on Viking. So if a casino is very important to you, Virgin actually has a lovely casino. It's a non-smoking casino, a really nice casino on there as well. So they're just two completely different experiences. You know, they're both great. I love Virgin Voyage. I just think Virgin is so good.
And the other thing, Viking is all balconies. There's no
That's
interiors or ocean views.
That's true. Now, Virgin is like 83% balcony, but they do have some interiors. They do have some ocean views. But even the lowest grade cabin on Viking is going to be a balcony. So they are going to be two different experiences, but they're both great. They're both absolutely great. Jill is in Albuquerque. Hello. I was in Albuquerque once for a hot minute. It was a lot of fun. User 761, what was the best and worst thing during our time on the Icon? Ooh, good question. Rebecca, do you have an answer first?
Well, we were only there for 3 days, so
Right.
it was exhausting.
It was exhausting, yes.
And we were trying to do a lot. Walter more so than me.
I did about 3 times the things Rebecca did.
And I was exhausted.
Yeah.
For me, it was a lot of loud was probably the worst. Even the shows, while I loved them, I had to wear earplugs. And admittedly, I'm very sensitive to sound.
Yeah.
So Walter, had no problem, but I had to wear earplugs in pretty much all the entertainment.
Yeah.
Best part. Oh, I love the overlook. That was my favorite part.
God, so beautiful. So I would say, yeah, I think my favorite part there is, I don't know that you're going to find a more beautiful venue at sea than the overlook. It is unbelievable. And then it had the Ryan Bean, which is like my new favorite bar on the ship. It's a coffee bar. And it also has cocktails that they make predominantly with coffee. I'll also say the Pearl Cafe was just stunning, absolutely stunning. I think the worst part really was the way that they did playmakers going into the ice rink.
Yeah.
That was just a dumb design. Now Stephanie said that really didn't affect, their going to the ice skating rink.
They didn't get there early either.
Yeah. So
we got there early, so there was
we did get there early, but also at the end.
Yeah.
So to queue up to go into the ice skating rink, you actually line up inside playmakers for some reason. The path to get to the ice rink is through playmakers. And then when the show is over, they dumped us right back into playmakers to walk back through playmakers and get back out. That, I would say, was the worst thing. Now, I know Stephanie said something about when they were on it, they actually opened the side door so they were able to get right out to the promenade a different way. So they may have worked on that since we were on it. But that to me was probably the worst part of the whole thing. The ship is absolutely stunning. What I noticed about the Icon of the Seas is that it's like Royal Caribbean grown up. It's like a grown up Royal Caribbean. There's a lot of celebrity in there, but they just cleaned up. That's why I'm honestly astounded that they're building Icon 7 because I really don't, Oasis 7. I don't think the world needs another Oasis class. I think they could have do Icon 4 instead of that because they really cleaned up so much about that. But I'm willing to bet, I would not be surprised if you see a Pearl Cafe show up on Oasis 7 and some of the other things that they've learned on Icon. But it's so well laid out. The flow of it is so nice. The Pearl Cafe is stunning. The overlook is stunning.
And I forgot my other favorite thing for a standard cruise ship bathroom.
Oh yeah,
it was the best bathroom.
Nice sized bathroom.
Yeah.
Really well designed.
And just well laid out.
The whole cabin actually was very well laid out with some extra storage, some extra plugs and things like that.
It definitely would be good for, I don't know if you got more than 2 people, the storage might start getting a little tight, but for 2, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Aaron, no, the overlook is not adults only. That's the big glass dome all the way up in the front. The hideaway in the back of the ship is adults only. That's the pool area and all of that. Yeah. Cheryl, is check-in time for NCL Eastern time? It's wherever your ship is sailing from. So if it's sailing from the West Coast, it's going to be.
I think we're talking the online pre-check-in.
Oh, if you're talking about the online pretty much everything with all the cruise lines is Eastern time because that's where they all are.
At least the American-based
Yeah.
cruise lines.
Like when we say that Virgin Voyages opens their dining at midnight, we mean midnight Eastern time. Pretty much all the cruise lines, the American-based cruise line, will everything can be based on Eastern time. That's also your final payments too.
I believe Norwegian's headquarters is in Miami.
Pretty much they all are. Yeah,
So.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that kind of a thing. So yeah. Doc, some restaurants in BB have bar seating without reservations. You are correct. I think Pink Agave has that. Extra Virgin has that. The test kitchen might, because they do have that seating area up by the thing. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. Thank you for that. Let's see, Macrina, what are my thoughts on the new XL class Carnival announced? Where do you think it might be home ported? Will they shift home ports around to gain the new XL ship? I don't know where that ship is going to go. So we've got Port Canaveral, we got Miami, and we got Galveston already covered. So where do you send that ship? Could that be going to Europe? Could they be sending it to New York?
West Coast.
Huh?
West Coast.
West Coast. I don't know if it can go through it. I think it'd have to go around South America.
Just saying.
Yeah. Do they want to send it through the Drake Passage? That would be interesting. What a great cruise that would be. New Carnival XL ship. Come with us through the Drake Passage. I don't want to be on that cruise.
I'm just saying that.
No, but what I'm thinking is that Bayonne has the Oasis class up there. So maybe it's going to go to New York because Royal Caribbean sends their Oasis class and also their Quantum class sails out of New Jersey. I don't think Carnival has an answer to that right now, so maybe. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, the other thing too, could they do a 3 and 4 nighter as an answer to the Utopia? Because the Utopia of the Seas is coming in to do 3 and 4 nighters, while the Wonder of the Seas is doing the 7 nighters. Could be an answer to that. I really don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do with it. Could they send it to the West Coast? I suppose they could. I mean, they could go the long way around too, and bring it on over. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. The one thing that I really don't understand is Oasis 7. I really don't understand the thinking behind building another Oasis class ship. But you know, I guess they know what they're doing. Peter is asking, do I think they'll redesign the new Oasis to more mirror Icon? They're definitely going to take lessons learned from Icon. Like, I really hope that they extend Deck 6 all the way across like they did on Icon. That was one of the best things that they did on Icon is the promenade level. The level above the promenade on all the Oasis class ships, you can walk a little ways, but you can't walk all the way across. You can on Icon, so hopefully they'll bring that over. That's a great question, Peter, a great comment. Thank you for that. KB403, Spectrum of the Seas, Singapore to Malaysia. Ooh, that just sounds good. That sounds really good. Yeah. I love it. Rachel McCann, are the kids safe in the cruise play area without parents? I think parents should always be. If you're talking
the kids clubs, yes.
Oh, if you're talking the kids club, yeah, those are supervised. If you're talking about like outdoor play areas, like out by the pool.
And it depends on the age of your children too.
Yeah.
I mean, teenagers, as long as you know they're relatively responsible, it should be fine. But if you've got like 8-year-olds, I would not leave them unsupervised, perhaps.
Absolutely. So and it also, I mean, that's up to you and your trust with it. But if you're talking about the kids clubs, they should be. Those are well supervised. Adults are not allowed to get into those areas unless they are like on a sign-up sheet to get the kids. So so they should be safe. Don't hear too much about them. And KB403, thank you so much for the input.
Generally, all the staff that are in charge have education or early childhood experience. And I'm sure they get extensive background checks, more so than perhaps any of the other like, people in the laundry wouldn't need as big a check as the people in the kids clubs. And
in particular, I will point out too that Royal Caribbean has a whole autism program. They are really big on their certified autism. I don't know all of it, but I know that they have a specific autism program too that's supposed to be very well received. Let's see. What questions? Aaron is asking, what type of stateroom did we have on Icon? What are our thoughts on the infinite balconies? So, and I don't know if I put it on YouTube yet, but on TikTok I did show you guys. We had a standard ocean view balcony, and I was actually kind of disappointed. I was hoping they were going to assign us an infinite balcony because I actually wanted to try it for a couple of days. But the ocean view balcony was lovely. It was pretty much your standard ocean view balcony cabin. Really nice storage, as Rebecca said. I think the best standard bathroom of any.
And that
cruise
bathroom
ship.
is the same until you get up to the junior
Yeah,
suites.
like they had benches in there,
from
redesigned shower.
interior to regular
Really
balcony.
nice, really nice. And of course, the balcony is small. You know, it's funny, as the ships get bigger, the balconies get smaller. It's just so weird. But the infinite balcony, we got to tour multiple infinite. We got to tour 21 cabins. That was part of the exhaustion. It took over 8 hours to go tour all of these cabins on our tour, on our cruise. I like now that I've seen them, I like the idea of them in the fact that you really don't spend a whole lot of time like out on your balcony. If you really think about it, like how much time do you spend out on your balcony when you have one?
Unless you're on Virgin and you have a hammock.
Yeah, unless you have a hammock, right? Then you're out there all day. And when we were on our Mardi Gras cruise with 3 other family members, we had 3 cabins. We opened up the balconies. We spent a ton of time out there because it was like having a front porch. It was great. And I love to sit out on my balcony at night. But I really appreciated that the balcony is now part of your cabin, so your cabin is bigger. Now, Stephanie, who was just here the other day, we were having dinner, and she said the problem with it, though, was that if there's a lot of heat coming in, at least on the Celebrity Beyond, if the sun is out there, it can get very hot because of the sun hitting all that glass. So that is the downside to it. But I would really like to sail in one myself just to really see for that. Nurse Tara, one of the Oasis 7 will be a new smaller ship. No, it'll be bigger than the Wonder, just like all the rest of them. It will be bigger for sure. But I know what you're talking about.
Oasis class.
Yeah, so Nurse Tara, I know you're waiting on the small ship. We're waiting on the small ship. They could build 3 small ships in the amount of time that it takes to build one Oasis easily. I think it's called Project Discovery. There is a project in the works at the Royal Caribbean to build smaller ships, and the CEO said during the Icon of the Seas tour, they're just waiting for board approval to move forward. Take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. So, yeah. Okay, got something over here. You didn't like the MDR design. If you're talking about the Icon, yeah. It's interesting. Stephanie said the same thing, that it just looked like it was like your standard Oasis. It didn't match the rest of the ship, right?
Like 1980s.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, we have this design that we did 10 years ago. Let's just throw it on the Icon. Like the Icon is gorgeous, and then the MDR was just like, nah, we don't want to spend any money here. So yeah, you're right.
I mean, we never actually ate in the main dining room because we were either.
Yeah, we didn't eat in the main dining room because we were exhausted. But we did eat a lot in the Windjammer. I was very impressed with the Windjammer. I thought the Windjammer was great. Lots of great offerings there. It was massive, so lots of room. And I like that they tried to like elevate the presentations a little bit so the food looked nicer. Yeah, I thought they did a great job with that. Miss SpongeBob, what was the best and worst for us on VV? Well, the best, without a doubt, is that nutty old fashioned in the test kitchen. Oh my God, so amazing. The worst, the pool sucks. So small. I don't know what they were thinking. And then that net out in the back, cool to get a photo, but such a waste of space. They could have done a beautiful pool back there. Rebecca, best and worst.
Again, a lot of loud. I had to have earplugs with me the whole time. I love the games. That's one I love. I also dislike the pool. I think the mattresses in these standard cabins are some of the most uncomfortable mattresses on any cruise line we've ever sailed. If you're in a suite, they are some of the more comfortable.
Oh yeah, suite beds are great.
So yeah, the beds were terrible, but I love the games.
Speed puzzling.
I love speed puzzle. Yeah, we did speed puzzling. It's nice when you have a group. You do a big, puzzle together. I love the we've had Carlos, a woman named Carlos, is our diva 3 times. And she's amazing.
Totally amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
I enjoy most of the food.
Yeah.
Like I would say I enjoy more of the food than a lot of other cruise lines, but there's still misses.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a miss on every one.
And I think the hours of the venues in the galley are just a little odd.
Yeah, like the ramen. How do you not have ramen open for dinner? I mean, ramen is a dinner and a late night staple, but it's not open. The panini's not open. The tacos are not open at night. So yeah, there's some things that they do that are odd, but overall, and I will say they have one of the nicest crews out there. And the Grounds Club is usually some of the best coffee at sea as well. Wind and Dine, how are you? Welcome to the show. On back-to-back on Radiant in Alaska. Wow, you're doing back-to-back in Alaska? Holy cow. Oh, you're thinking about it. Thoughts on the Radiant if we sailed on her?
Back-to-back in Alaska, you have to be careful that you're not running afoul of the Passenger Services Vessel Act. Because it depends. Some back-to-back cruises are perfectly fine. Your travel advisor or the cruise line should be able to let you know if this is a go or a no-go.
That's right. I didn't even think about that.
But it's particularly when you're doing it depends on the. I know that's one of the places that a lot of people start to run afoul of that.
So we'll have to look into that for you.
But that's basically you can't be transporting. It's very complicated.
It is.
But it's a lot to do with just legal stuff.
It's because of the way the laws are written for going on the ship.
Whether you can go between two U.S. cruises. It's
so. But just getting back to leg 1 LA to Vancouver, leg 2 Vancouver round trip. Oh yeah, he should be. Oh, is he gonna be okay with that one?
Probably.
I think you're gonna be okay with that one. We'd have to go look it up. What's the name of the act again? The Jones.
No, the Jones Act is for commercial. Everyone says it's the Jones Act. It's not. It's the PSVA, Passenger Services Vessel Act.
So we'd have to look it up. I think you're okay with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Leg. So let's just get back to your question. We have not sailed on the Radiant class yet. We have sent a lot of guests out on them. Lovely class of ship. I'm really excited that you're looking at that ship because it's smaller. If you were going to be wanting to go on Royal Caribbean in Alaska, that's the ship I'm going to steer you to, because the big ships, they're just so big coming into the ports up in Alaska. You really want to try to be on a smaller ship. So I like that you're looking at that ship. They are going to be 2 individual cruises. So you're even going to get 2 different sets of cruise cards. You're not going to keep, even if you keep in the same cabin, there's cruise 1 is going to end, cruise 2 is going to start. So yes, you could get off the ship in Vancouver, go to a local wine shop, grab some wine, and bring it back on. It's going to be a second embarkation. So what's going to happen, just like any back-to-back, you will be brought in, provided that you're not running afoul of the act. But you'll get a letter in your stateroom on the last day telling you tomorrow morning, meet here. And anybody else who is doing that with you, you will all be taken off the ship together. Depending on how much time it takes the Coast Guard to get the ship ready, you may be off the ship for 15 minutes. You might be off the ship for an hour. And then you're going to be allowed back on. But you can also go out and explore Vancouver for the day as long as you're back to the ship.
What, LA to Vancouver and the Vancouver round trip? That shouldn't be a problem with the PSVA because that's to do with U.S. stuff. I don't know what the Canadian rules are.
Yeah. So have to find out. We'd have to look that up. But in theory, it should be just like doing any back-to-back, where like if you did a back-to-back in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, you can get off the ship in Fort Lauderdale. You can go spend the day. In fact, they have excursions and stuff. They're probably going to have excursions like in Vancouver if you wanted to go off and do something in Vancouver.
But again, that's Canadian laws, so I'm not exactly sure what their rules are.
We'd have to look that up. I mean, feel free to reach out if you need some help with the booking on that. Just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com, or there's links. You're watching us on YouTube. There's links down in the description. You just click the links. We'd be happy to help you out. We can look that all up, make sure we can verify, because there's one thing to look it all up. Then we can verify it with our reps at Royal Caribbean and make sure, he's okay to go. So definitely. Secretary is saying that Carnival did a great job with an autistic child as well. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. It's great. It helps everybody when we can share personal experiences. So thank you. Jeff, you just joined the conversation. How's Sun Princess on the 28th looking? As of right now, it's still on. We don't know. Today is the 18th, so we have 10 days to find out. I would hope that it's ready. I did notice that Fincantieri released a big press release congratulating the Sun Princess. We just released it. It's the biggest ship we built, So I think Fincantieri is pretty confident that she is going to be sailing because they did release that press release. So hopefully. James, do we do free quotes? All of our services are free, 100% free. However, you have to reach out to us. We don't just throw a quote at you. we do an intake call with you, find out what you want, and then we will present you usually 2 to 4 options. So yeah, so all of our services are free. Quotes are free. Our booking is free. All of our services after you book are free. You don't pay us a dime ever.
But you are going to have to talk to Walter.
You're going to have to talk to me. You're going to have to get on the phone or a video chat. I know everybody's like, hey, can we just do this through email? Answer is no. And then some people will text me and say, hey, Walt, can I get a price on the Carnival Mardi Gras for March 25th? And I'll say, call me. We have to talk. Because, I got to get your information anyway. Because here's the thing, depending on where you live, your age, that may affect the price. Because there are resident specials all over the place. And Princess, my God, they give resident special for just about every state out there these days. So it's really important for me to know your age, where you're coming from. And then also, do you have loyalty? Especially Carnival. Carnival is really good at giving, even if you just take 1 or 2 cruises, like new pricing will open up for me, or maybe some onboard credit's going to open for me. So just reach out. You're watching me on TikTok, where'swaltertravel.com, or there are links. If you hit my logo, there is a link that says contact us, and you can set up a time for a call. So absolutely. But thank you for asking. Yeah, I hope you do reach out. We'd love to help you. Jamie, you're going on your first cruise in April. You're going on a Norwegian Gem out of Boston to Bermuda. Oh, that's a good first ship. Not too big, not too small. That should be a lot of fun. One thing I will caution you on, if you think you might be prone to motion sickness at all, just remember you're going to be in the Atlantic Ocean coming down. So you're going to come down the East Coast. Could be some swells out there and whatnot. So if you have any concerns at all about motion sickness, ginger candy. You can get the C-Band. The one that Stephanie recommends is that's the brand name C-Band. That do a pressure point down here. But ginger candy, that, green apples, ginger ale. If you're thinking about the patches behind the ear, please, please, please reach out to your doctor first, because there can be side effects to them. Don't just blindly buy them because somebody says, oh, these work great. Please check with your doctor first. So. Catfish, the MSC Magnifica thoughts. Have not sailed her yet. We've done the C class, Seaside and Seashore. We do have some clients going out there. The big caveat that I give everybody about MSC cruises, the ships are absolutely gorgeous. The pools, amazing, like 6 feet deep. Really nice pools.
Well, at least on the Seaside class.
At least on the Seaside class. The service and the food may not be what you're expecting if you're used to other cruise lines. If you have sailed Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival, Celebrity, Princess, and you think, oh, it's going to be a very similar experience. In some ways it will be, just in terms of the ship, but I will say in terms of the service and the food, the experiences are wildly different across even just the same ship, different sailings. When you pay, basically, MSC can very often be cheaper than Carnival. So they are very often like one of the lowest priced cruise lines out there. And when you pay less, you can't expect the same. The shows are not going to be the same as Royal and Norwegian and Princess. The buffet may not be the most exciting in the world. You won't go hungry. You're certainly going to like the pizza. The pizza is really, really good. But the rest of it, the main dining room is a real hit or miss.
Well, the pizza's good, I'd say 90% of the time.
Yeah,
occasionally you'll get one that's been sitting around too long.
Yeah. So you have to temper your expectations, knowing that MSC is its own thing. They're not like anybody else. And the service and the food can be a wildly different experience depending on the sailing you go on. The people before you might have an amazing experience, and then after, not so much. And of course, if you go into the yacht club, that's a totally different experience. That is, you are pampered 24/7. You got your own butler, you got your own restaurant, you got your own bar and all of that stuff. So that's a totally different experience. So my only caution with everybody going on MSC, temper your expectations and know that it is going to be a different experience. We've got some clients, that's all they go on. They love MSC. They have a great private island. Ocean Key is my favorite private. I actually like it more than Coco Cay. It's a beautiful private island. So that's all I have to say about that. If you want to reach out, I'd be happy to talk to you some more about that as well. Benny is saying that meclizine, I don't know, for motion sickness is now over the counter.
It's just a medication.
Yeah, just a medication. So thank you, Benny. Appreciate it. Can't wait to meet you, Benny. October. Can't wait. Rockaville, you're going to be on the Rotterdam March 29th. Is there anything we should know of or be aware of or don't miss? Do they have that restaurant that we like so much, Tamarind?
I believe so.
Yeah, Tamarind is an amazing restaurant. We have not been on Rotterdam yet. We saw her when we went out on Sun Princess. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely check out all the music acts that are going on tonight. They got some really great live music. I believe that's one of the ships where they do that whole BBC with the music and all of that. So. Yeah, it looks absolutely spectacular. The pools are gorgeous. But Tamarind is my big thing. You know, don't miss out on Tamarind. You should love the service. The service is like usually over the top, really good service.
And I will say, at least we were on the New Amsterdam, and the buffet was one of the better buffets that we've had.
Yeah, it really was a good. I think Celebrity, Princess, and Holland America are three of the better buffets out there. Not counting Oceania, which was ridiculous. Oh my God. If you guys like food, you got to come talk to us about Oceania. My God. I was eating lobster every day just because I could. So lobster, made to order lobster, shrimp, sirloin steak, catch of the day, and lamb chopped in the buffet every single night on Oceania Serena when we went on. So if you really like food, you should be talking to us about Oceania. So big 720, 752, you prefer the old dining rooms? Yeah. You know, sometimes it's nicer. I will say that when you're on a smaller ship with a smaller dining room, you tend to get better service and better food than, you know, just think about it. You know, the big ship, Icon of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, all of the seas, the big ones, you know, 2,000, 3,000 people sitting down for dinner. It's hard. It's really hard. I don't care how big that kitchen is. I don't care how many servers you have. It's hard to deliver good quality food to that many people on a consistent basis. So yeah, that's why, like on the big ship, that's why the specialty restaurants are usually so much better, because they're making everything to order for a much smaller group. Dali, do you think it's a window cabin now, not a veranda on Celebrity? We avoid the E-class unless it's suites.
Technically, they do have, they're called porthole verandas.
Yeah.
And they have, I mean, it's more non-expansive looking balcony, but they actually have an actual balcony you step out.
It's a full-size balcony. It's just hidden behind that big circle cutout. So like you don't get a full view, but they do have the aft balconies too. They have the sunset verandas, which are real verandas. And then the solo is only the infinite veranda too. So, but yeah, the retreat, I mean, you can't go wrong with the retreat on the Celebrity Edge class. They're absolutely freaking amazing. Danielle, you loved Carlos. Yeah, and you agree about the matches. So good to see you, Danielle. How are you? Man, it's been a while. I was actually going to give you a call in a little bit and ask you about the summer. But yay, so good to see you. Carlos is amazing. Key, thoughts about a first-time cruise out of San Juan on the NCL Viva? Wow. I really want to do those San Juan itineraries. For those of you who don't know, I mean, we've got Royal Caribbean, we've got Virgin Voyages, and we've got NCL at least doing cruises out of San Juan over the winter season. And in fact, I just saw a story this week that Global Holdings finally took control of the San Juan port. So improvements are coming to the current San Juan port, and then a new pier is going to be built that will take 4 more ships. So that's really exciting news for San Juan. But your first time cruise, so that's a really big ship, that's a beautiful ship. Some of the public venues can be small, in fact, way too small for a ship that big. But the ship itself is gorgeous. I think Norwegian does a really, really good job. Fabulous itineraries. Those are some of the best Caribbean itineraries, are the ones that come out of San Juan, unless you get like on a long, 10 to 14 day itinerary out of Florida. But fabulous itineraries out of there. She's a beautiful, we actually saw her in St. Martin on our holiday cruise. It's a beautiful ship. I think Norwegian does a great job. The main dining room is not always the most exciting. The buffet is not always the most exciting, but you're not going to go hungry. They do have the food hall, the indulged food hall, which does get great reviews. So you're going to have that. And then they've taken the waterfront concept and turned it into Ocean Boulevard. So beautiful ship. Absolutely beautiful ship. I don't know that's the one that has Beetlejuice. Yeah, I would go on it just to go see Beetlejuice. That looks like a great show. So yeah, I think you're going to be really good. If you want to reach out, certainly would be happy to help you out, because if on your first cruise, we definitely want to make sure you get you in the right cabin class and that you understand the differences between all the cabins and everything. And we can also show you the differences between that ship and maybe the Virgin ship and the Royal Caribbean ship that are also going out of San Juan with interesting itineraries. So yeah. Let's see. Robert was disappointed with the lack of sail away party on the Icon. It had a sail away.
Well, I don't know what sailing
Yeah, I mean, the sail away.
But I would also say things are evolving.
Yeah, but the main sail away DJ and all that stuff was up above. Why can't I think Central Park? That's where the main DJ is. So that's where any sort of a sail away is going to happen there. And you had to wait until midnight for the balloon drop. I thought it always was at midnight. I didn't know. I thought on every ship it was at midnight. To be honest with you,
I'm never up that late. So
yeah. I mean, they had it on our cruise. I thought they were always at midnight. I don't remember it being at another time.
I never paid attention because I don't really like balloon drops.
Going on hey, Fenway Chris, how are you? Thanks so much for joining in. Going on a family cruise on the Celebrity Eclipse in June. Nice. My mom and your in-laws are, so you got people on right and left. Are you able to open and close the dividers between the balconies? So you don't do that. You will ask your room attendant. The only thing that will prevent you from opening that divider is if there's a firewall. Every so many cabins, there is a firewall and that divider cannot be opened. But as long as you're not the firewall, yes. And if you guys didn't know that, that's one of the really cool things about getting cabins side by side with friends and family. The front third or the front half of your balcony can be opened up. It's a divider, just usually swing back on itself. And then you end up with the front. If you haven't seen our Carnival Mardi Gras cabin tour, I actually showed that, where we had 3 cabins side by side, and it ends up being like a big porch. And you end up spending a lot more time out there. It's such a cool place to hang out with family and friends. So yes, provided you don't have a firewall, you just simply ask the room attendant, can you please open these up? And they will open them up. And be aware,
they will be open for the entire cruise. It's not like they open and close them every day.
Correct. So hopefully the firewall is on the in-law side. You can just tell them that. You just say, well, I asked them to open it, but they said they can't.
Yeah, but they could ask.
I know, they'll ask their own. But yeah, so it's not open and closed. It's open. So just know that. But it is really cool. It is really cool to do that. It's so much fun. So, hey, Douglas. Yeah, we're available. Oh, you want to reach out to us today to talk about a cabin? Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be after 5 o'clock. We have a whole slew of calls today. Thanks to all of you all reaching out. But yeah, after 5 o'clock, Douglas, if you want to jump into my calendar and grab a time before somebody else does, because I won't be able to do that until after the show. So jump in. Yeah, absolutely. Reach out. Sean, you're going on your first Virgin cruise on Wednesday. Not your first cruise, but the first Virgin. Enjoy. Hey, if you haven't watched it yet, you're watching us on YouTube, go into our Scarlet Lady playlist or our Virgin playlist and check out my food tours. I pretty much ate all the food, so at least it'll give you some sense of it. But have an amazing time. Virgin is so fun. Nicole, what are some of our favorites on board? I don't know which ship you're at. Oh, there you go. Favorite onboard activities on Virgin voyages. Thank you for following up. And by the way, I guess we never did say it. We've been going for an hour and a half, but if you're trying to ask questions about Virgin voyages on TikTok, you got to do VV just like Nicole did. Favorite activities. Hi, Chris. How are you? Favorite activities on board Virgin. The private karaoke is probably still the thing that had made me laugh the most on a cruise ship in a very long time. We were in there. We're so fortunate. We were with my dear friend George and Christine, who I graduated high school with. We were doing private karaoke, and that's still one of the most fun things I've ever done. Certainly, if Carlos is the diva, we're going to go see Around the World in 80 minutes with the diva. And we're definitely going to go to Carlos's cabaret show on the last night of the cruise. Any band that's playing in On the Rocks, I'm going to go check out On the Rocks. And Rebecca really enjoyed the speed puzzling the last time.
Well, I liked it when we had a whole big group doing it together.
Yeah. So that's some of my favorite stuff. And I will say my favorite new addition is the Opa Hour.
The hammock.
Oh, well, of course.
I know that's not necessarily an activity, but the hammock.
Yeah, the hammock, which I really don't get to spend any time in because somebody is in it all day.
Well, you're off videoing
I'm
things.
I'm off doing my thing. So Cheryl Littenzer, thoughts. I don't know. Thoughts on what? Do you want my deep thoughts from Jack Handy? I can do that, but I don't know. You just said thoughts. I don't see the rest of it. So I'm sorry, Cheryl, if you want to ask the rest of the question. Christopher Nally, do I suggest a book for Utopia now or while on board my upcoming trip? So while on board the upcoming trip, you can take advantage of the What do they call it?
Well,
Cruise Next on that one?
No, no.
Next Cruise? I think they call it Next Cruise on Raw.
But essentially, I think the big thing, it depends on when you want to do the Utopia and when your next cruise is. And if there's enough time in between there to still have enough cabin selection.
Yeah, because the Utopia is selling extremely well. I'm actually excited about it. I'm really excited about the Pesky Parrot. That's what I'm really excited about because I love the bamboo bar. So yeah, so it all just depends. Let's put it that way. Oh, actually, your cruise is coming up within the month because I just took care of some stuff for you. So I think you're coming up within the month or so. I mean, we can take a look at the inventory now and see what it looks like, but you can take a you can get that Next Cruise or Cruise Next, whatever they call it on there.
No, Cruise Next is Norwegian.
Is it? Okay. I can't remember what they call it on Royal Caribbean, but there is that thing where you can put the $200 deposit down and you get some benefits. So yeah, so it just depends on what's going on. Hi, Gigi. How are you? Thanks for joining in. Mama, how are you? Mama Barbecue, just back from the Princess Discovery out of LA. You love the medallion features, right? I love the Ocean Medallion. I love the Virgin Voyages C-Band. I wish everybody would have the wearables.
And I hear Royal Caribbean has started bringing back their WOW bands on some of their ships.
Starting to bring back the WOW bands, yeah. And of course, Disney is using the Magic bands, essentially. Those wearables are so much easier, people. You don't have to take the card out. You don't have to, I mean, it's just, here you go. Walking off the ship, here you go. Coming back on the ship, here you go. Buying something, here you go. You know, drink, here you go. It's like, that's it. It's right there. I wear it as a wristwatch. Some people wear it as a necklace. Oh, and you know, you would think Carnival, I mean, for crying out loud, Princess has had it for how many years now? That's a Carnival corporation. You know, why doesn't Carnival have it? You know, seriously, I would love that. I would love that. Aaron, is the nutty old fashioned only served in the test kitchen? It is. It is only served at the test kitchen. It is not served anywhere else. I don't know if, I can't remember if a test kitchen has just a bar. So I do not know if you can order just drinks from a test kitchen. Bigfoot's going on to Bliss in 21 days, and you just checked in today. That's when it starts getting real, right? You just checked in. It's like, yes, it's getting time to the cruise. That is so exciting, Bigfoot. I love it. I love your handle, too. Andrew, what do I think about the port of Labadee in Haiti? Is it safe? Well, it is on the most northern part of the island. They do have their own security. It is like a secured area. There have been times that that Royal Caribbean has called off the stop if they feel it is unsafe there. So I would say, you know, obviously Royal Caribbean keeps their eye on things. So if they're going in, they feel that it is safe for their passengers to go in. That's the best I can tell you. But I've
never felt unsafe. I mean, I've been uncomfortable in the artist marketplace, but that's not the same thing.
Right. So the one thing that I would say is always take the tram if you're going to that far beach that you've got to go through the artist marketplace, because some of those artists can be a little bit aggressive trying to get you to come over and buy stuff.
Not mean, not
mean, but just a little aggressive trying to get you to come over.
Yeah.
It might make you feel uncomfortable. So, but if you ride the tram through, they don't bother you because you're just going on through. So, so Quay, need advice for 4 in May for less than 1,300. That's not Margaritaville. Oh boy. I could get you a rowboat, 4 rowboats. That's going to be really hard. Yeah, that's going to be really hard. I can't think of anybody. I mean, if you want to reach out, we can try, but I can't think of anything.
Unless you're talking 1,300 a person.
Yeah, but for less than 1,300, maybe a 3-day cruise somewhere, but I don't really know. Chris, you're 68 days of the Carnival Freedom. That's going to be awesome. Mama, see, now there's a good point from Mama there, Mama Barbecue. She gets bad withdrawals from the motion sickness patches. I use Bonine to control the withdrawals. So, and that's the thing, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, just use the patch. It's great. Just use the patch. It's great. Check with a doctor first. See what, because you might be on some medications. You might be prone to something. You might have a condition. Check with a doctor before you just blindly start getting those patches. So thank you for that. You're welcome, Rocco Dog. You have this. Yeah, you have the mug. I love this mug. I love it. I love it. I love it. Doc DJ, you always connect the balconies on VV and find it better than connecting room. That's an interesting point, too, because on Virgin Voyages, there's only one set of connecting rooms, which is the balcony right next to the Cheeky Corner Suite. That's the only one that connects on the entire ship. So
from the inside.
From the inside, yeah. Hey, Barbara, how are you? You're going out on the, I can't, Toller Santos, I got that. Jubilee on October 26th. Have an amazing time. Can I book if you have casino deals? Yeah, actually, I do that. We have Princess, Carnival, I think Holland America. Yeah, I've done all three of those with the casino deals.
It also does occasionally depend on the particular deal, too.
Yeah, but usually at the very least, I can call it in. Even if I can't go ahead and book it directly, I can call it in. Salty trivia is fun on Virgin Voyages, too. It can be. Nanland, you cruised to Mardi Gras in January, and you had the Havana. Nice. You loved the balcony, and you fought for the swing. Yeah, I don't even fight Rebecca for the hammock anymore on Virgin Voyages. I just use it when she's not out there. But that's great that you had the swing. I love that. Joe, you've always booked your cruises through their website. Do we get better pricing and perks? Not necessarily better pricing. Sometimes we do have better pricing, but we can usually offer some perks that the cruise line won't, like onboard credit. We usually try to give our clients like a little bit of onboard credit and things like that for the cruises. In some cases, like if we work under a big consortium, and if the cruise that you want to go on happens to have like some amenities tacked onto it and things like that, we can offer stuff like that. The biggest thing that we bring to you, though, is that when you go directly through a cruise line, whether you call them or you go through the website, their job is to keep you on that cruise and on that website. You may not even have considered some other options that either you didn't know about or you just had some assumptions that, oh, well, I already know what that's all about. It's one of the things that we bring too, is even when you're zeroed in on a particular cruise, we may ask you, have you looked at, because we see that this ship is going out on the same day or this other itinerary is going out, and we may offer that. And that's part of being an independent travel advisor. We want you to have the best experience, whether it's on the ship that you think you want to go out on, or maybe there's another ship that, oh, I didn't realize that was there. I didn't know these options were there. So that is the big thing with working with an independent traveler.
It's definitely not going to cost you more.
It's definitely not going to cost you more. It'll cost you the same or less, to be honest with you. So
mostly the same, but
yeah. Reach out. I mean, if you just want to have that conversation, Joe, just reach out. Be happy to, just set up a time, and I'll be glad to give you a call. Yeah, absolutely. How was the fitness center on Icon? Did we even see it? No, we didn't even see it. We were only on there for 3 days. I'm sorry. We didn't even see it. Sorry. In 3 days. So my fitness center was the Icon. What did Stephanie say? She walked like 40 miles or something?
I don't know.
Stephanie walked some ungodly amount of steps during the cruise. But yeah, so my fitness center was the Icon, going up and down and all around and trying to film everything in 3 days, which I still have tons of stuff to edit on that ship too. How much do you have to bet to start getting casino deals? That all depends on the cruise line and what kind of specials they're going on that day. The thing I always mention to people is like, okay, so you're trying to get a casino deal, but how much money are you actually spending to get that casino deal? Sometimes it might just be cheaper. Just go ahead and book the cruise instead of spending all the money in the casino. So that all depends on the cruise line itself. It also depends on what you're playing too. I've heard that like when you play slots, you tend to build up points faster, whereas if you play the table games, you may not build up as quickly. So that all depends on the casino.
We're not gamblers, so we don't have any personal experience.
I used to work for one of the world's largest casinos in the world. I actually did all the training materials for how things work behind the scenes. So I know how things work behind the scenes. So I don't gamble in the casinos. How was the casino on Icon? It was big. It was pretty big. I can tell you that because we were only on it for 3 days. There weren't like a whole lot of people playing in there, but I can tell you it's really big, and part of it is non-smoking.
Yeah, I think about half is smoking and half is non-smoking.
Yeah. How was the embarkation from Seward? Well, when we went, it was pretty easy.
Well, we weren't in Seward. We were in Whittier.
Oh, Whittier, right. We were in Whittier. So I haven't heard anything about it being bad or good or anything like that. I mean, usually in Alaska, it's somewhat quick. It is usually like just one ship. Like in Whittier, it was just the Princess ship that we were going on. It was literally the only ship there. So most of the time like in Vancouver, you could have like 2, 3, or 4 ships. But generally, when you're leaving from Alaska, it might be 2 ships at the most.
Yeah, you can look that information up on Cruise Mapper.
Yeah.
And you can see how many ships will be in Seward the same day you are.
Yeah. So Secretary is asking what suites we recommend on the Panorama, on Carnival, specifically the Panorama. So the suites are the suites are not as exciting on Carnival. I will say that you don't get like a whole lot of perks and amenities on them. You're basically getting a bigger room.
And I think you get priority embarkation and debarkation, but not much else.
Yeah, so I don't book a lot of suites on Carnival, I'll be honest with you, because there's just not, like on Celebrity, you get the retreat area, on Norwegian, you get the Haven. So
even the Yacht Club, you get all these benefits.
If I was going to book a suite on Carnival, I'd probably be looking at those corner F suites because those are beautiful. You get that nice wraparound balcony. That's the one I would go for on any one of those. So Aaron Ross is asking what's the one ship me and Rebecca are dying to sail on. The ship I would love to get on tomorrow, the Oceania Allura that's coming out. Looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. What about you?
We have quite the long list.
Yeah, we have a very long list.
But I think Viking, pretty much any of them, whether it's river, ocean, expedition, any of the Viking ships. They're
absolutely beautiful. And Celeste is saying that, one of the less known side effects of the patch is that it could cause your blood sugar to drop to dangerous levels. So see, she's saying that many doctors are not familiar with that, but the doctor in the medical center said it can happen, that it has happened. So there you go. So definitely, if you're thinking about the patch, please talk to your doctor. Please, please, please talk to your doctor. Don't just get it. So Chris, you missed the beginning. How's the move going? It's going. This is only one more Sunday from this location, and then we'll be at the new location. So it's going. It's going. So Eric, opinion on a Disney cruise for adults? Fabulous.
We did our 20th anniversary on a Disney cruise.
We did it on the Disney Fantasy. I'm really excited about the Disney Treasure. Most people don't realize just how good of a cruise Disney can be for adults. Obviously, you got to like Disney because it's going to be in your face the whole time. There's no way to get away from Disney.
It was in your face.
No, but I mean, like the characters are out there. It is the Disney way, but the ship is gorgeous. Ship is gorgeous. Some of the best cabins at sea. They're really nicely designed cabins. Usually a pretty generous balcony, especially like on the Fantasy, we had a very generous balcony. But you do have adult areas, like on the Fantasy and Dream, you have a pool area up top that's only for adults, and then you have the whole Europa area in the back that's just for adults. The food is some of the best at sea, I would think, especially for the main dining room. And the buffet is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. The bars are great. I mean, the bars are really, really good.
The entertainment's really good, obviously.
Entertainment's really good. You get fireworks on most of the cruises, so that's really fun.
The Caribbean cruises.
Yeah. So Disney is great for adults. It really is. It's still one of the absolute best meals I've ever had in my entire life. Land or Sea, Remy on the Disney Fantasy, just stonking amazing. If any of you are going on the Fantasy or the Dream, you don't even need a special occasion. Just go to Remy and just, get yourself all dressed up, enjoy yourself, and you'll have one of the most amazing meals you've ever had in your life at Remy. So Disney is a great cruise line. Their buffet is ridiculous. It's probably the best buffet at sea. It's just so incredibly ridiculous. So yeah, Eric, if we can help you, and I'll just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com, or click the links. Our services are 100% free, so we're happy to help you out. And Disney is one of the many cruise lines that we do represent, so we really enjoy it. Chris, you're going on the MSC Divina in April. Any thoughts? We have sent some folks on the Divina. We have not cruised the Divina. I will say that one seems to get the most positivity, if you will, of the cruise of their cruise ship. Our guests have really enjoyed going on that ship, and I've seen more positive reviews for that particular ship than some of the others. So I don't know what it is about that ship. Maybe they've got better hotel management going on there. Maybe they got better food. I don't know, but it does seem to get better reviews. We did talk about MSC earlier, that you do have to go in with the expectation that you are generally paying a lot less. So the food may not be the best, the service may not be the best, but you have to kind of counter that against, well, what am I paying for this cruise versus if I'd have gone on Carnival, Princess, Royal Caribbean, NCL, and some of the others. So go in with tempered expectations and you should have a great time.
And I will say on MSC, I've run into more crew members who, while they speak English, it's not the best English.
Yeah.
Now there's some of them that no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some of them where it's a little hard to get myself understood.
It's more noticeable than on some of the other cruise lines, you know, for sure. But yeah, so Chris is saying it was very affordable. It's incredibly affordable. So you go in with that, and just so anything you don't like, just remember it was affordable. So
yeah, I mean, we when we did it, we gave the cruise like about what, a 7 for how much we enjoyed it overall, but an 8.5 for value.
Yeah, because the value is there. Daver, I think 13, never cruised before any good ones out of New York. Oh gosh, yeah. MSC, who we just mentioned, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Norwegian, Holland America, Oceania, Viking. Who do you want to sail on? They pretty much all go out of New York. So yeah, tons of good ones.
Not all of them go out all year round.
No, but you got tons of great cruises going out of New York. Absolutely. Reach out. We'll be happy to help you figure one. You know, if you've never been on a cruise, the best piece of advice I can give to anybody watching this is work with a travel advisor, especially on your first cruise. But we cruised for like 16 years before we became travel advisors. We always used one. We had a travel agent for every single cruise because, again, we might go to them with a particular cruise. Hey, we're looking at this cruise. And then the travel advisor might say, that's great, but did you know about this other one too? Oh, no, we missed that one. Let's see. And then we would talk, and then maybe they've got a deal going on, or just things that, you know, we as travel advisors might know that you don't know. And we don't know everything, but we also have the contact directly with the cruise line to help out as well. So yeah. Michael, you just got off the Allure Star Class, but you think you might try the MSC Yacht Club. So the Yacht Club, though, is going to be very different for sure. So the Yacht Club tried to position itself against the Haven, and that is that true ship within a ship experience, because it really is a ship within a ship experience, whereas the Allure doesn't really have that. You do have Coastal Kitchen, I think it is. You do have a suite area to go to. Well, I think you have a suite area.
A lounge, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But this is truly, you know, you need a key card just to get in that area. You got your own pool, your own lounge, your own bar, and all of that. Everything I just said about MSC applies to the Yacht Club as well. You're paying a lot less for that than you would say, like, compared to a Haven on the NCL. Half the price, maybe a quarter of the price in some cases that you would pay for a Haven. So with that comes certain expectation. You are going to get the best service in there. You're going to get some of the best food in there. You're going to get some of the best cocktails. You're going to have your own bar, your own lounge, and all of that. So you're going to get the best of what MSC offers going in there. But you still got to temper your expectation, because those genies, I've seen those genies in action on Royal Caribbean. They're amazing. They're great. So yeah, I think you should, if you're used to Star Class, I would not go without the Yacht Club. Certainly go in the Yacht Club, and you know, I think you're going to enjoy it, especially for the price that you're paying for it.
And I will say that less. Unlike the Haven on Norwegian, the Yacht Club will include a drink package, and it will include internet.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
And depending on the suite on Royal Caribbean, that will also be included, but it depends on the suite you're in.
And I don't know if Tara's still watching. I realized I missed. She actually thanked us. She came off the Carnival Legend and thanked us for the strawberry. So you're welcome, Tara. She said that like almost an hour ago. I'm so sorry, Tara. I just realized I never responded to it. But thank you for that. I'm glad you had a great time. Who's it? YT, you just came back from your cruise at Cabo and Ensenada. It was great. Yay. Good morning, Twin Flames. Queen Mary Hotel was not scary.
Oh, so sorry.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to have a ghost come visit you in the middle of the night.
Darn.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. That's so much fun. So if you don't know, out in Long Beach, the Queen Mary was turned into a hotel, and it was kind of like really ran down for a while. Some new people bought it. They've renovated it. It's still not supposed to be like the absolute best thing in the world, but it's supposed to be haunted. I was kind of hoping you guys were going to have a ghost. So what a fun place to stay the night before a cruise ship. So yeah, we put you guys in there. Oh, that's so much fun. I was kind of hoping you might get a ghost. So Michael, we got 4 more Star Class books from last year, but the prices moving forward are hard to keep up. I'll tell you what, I actually had a client who reached out to me, said they had done the Royal Loft on one of the Oasis class. And then they asked me about the Icon. And when I told them the price for the Royal Loft on the Icon, there was like dead silence on the other. He thought I was joking. And I was like, I'm not joking. This is the price. So if you want to do Star Class and you want to go on the Icon, I would actually look at the Icon Loft. I think the Icon Loft. The other thing about the Royal Loft, you're looking right at the swim and tonic, hot tub and the bar and all that music and everything. Do you really want to pay that much money? And then that's where you're at with all the music and everything. If you're looking at Star Class on the Icon, look at those Icon lofts because they're on the side of the ship looking out. They kind of remind me of the Edge Villa on the Edge Class. So yeah, I'm with you there. You know, that Star. You really should be looking at, and I know you're probably way up there in points and all that, but Oceana, Viking, maybe Regent. The value, especially Oceana, my God, the value that you get with Oceana, with everything included.
If you've got points on Royal up to a certain point, they are transferable
to Celebrity.
So you might want to look at Celebrity.
Yeah, maybe you might like the Celebrity Retreat over there as well. But yeah, I mean, Michael, if we can help you, I'm sure you're working with it. If you've been traveling that much, you probably have a travel advisor already. But if we can help you in any way, certainly just reach out. We'll be happy to help out with that. Yeah. Oh, the Sky Suite. Yep. That's another nice one, Michael. Absolutely. Yeah, we got to tour a bunch of them. I really like I think the Icon Loft was my favorite of the suites. And then, of course, the aft suites on the Icon. Really, really like the aft suite. The Sunset Suite. Now, there's 2 Sunset Suites on the back. One has a wraparound balcony. One doesn't. Make sure you get the one with the wraparound balcony for sure. Twin Flame Rockstar Suite. Do we have a concierge to take care of our reservations or us? You booked? Oh yeah, that's right. Leaving out on April 6th. So you can reach out to your Rockstar agent. Yeah, we never got a response.
I would say they're better when you're actually on the ship. If you need anything, much better when you're on the ship beforehand. Now I don't know about Mega Rockstars because they have a different.
Yeah, no, so they're in the Rockstar Suite.
Yeah. If you're talking dinner reservations, they'll be able to help you change things if you need anything changed once you get on the ship.
Yeah. They say that the rock stars are going to reach out, that the agents are going to reach out to you before the cruise. They never responded to any. I'll be honest. We were in a cheeky corner suite. We never heard back from them. So if your dining reservations are opening on April 6th, why don't we get on the phone before that? And I can actually jump in and make all of your dining reservations for you. And then if you want to make any changes once you're on the ship, your concierge will take care of that for you. Yeah, your Rockstar agent will take care of that for you. So yeah. Siggy, hello. Oh, yay, Linda, thank you. You just booked a call on Tuesday to discuss an Alaskan cruise. I can't wait to talk to you. I love Alaska. Siggy, you got a solo sailor leaving on VB this Wednesday. Any last-minute perks, upgrades I can take advantage of? A bid up, obviously, if there's any bidding left. The one thing I will tell you, so the My Next Virgin Voyage, that's the big thing to take advantage. Anybody watching this going on Virgin Voyages, they have the best certificate, but now there's a caveat that comes with it. So the My Next Virgin Voyage, you pay $300 down. That goes towards your 20% deposit when you flip it to an actual cruise. You get $300 off. If you book your cruise, like you convert that to a cruise within the first 2 months, you will get $600 on board credit. After 2 months, you'll get $300 on board credit. So that's the caveat. But you can only get them when you're on the ship. You can buy up to 10 of them on the ship. They are only good for 2 years. And you must book and sail within 2 years. Now, book within 2 years, you got to book and sail within 2 years. So that is the best perk to going on a Virgin Voyages cruise. So when you're on the ship at some point, and they have regular hours, it's great. They have actual regular hours every single day. Even disembarkation day, you can still go. I think it's the go away desk. I think that's what let's go away or go away. That's the desk where they will have them. So you have to pay $300 and they're fully transferable once. So if you think you got any family members or friends that might want to come with you, you can buy it and then transfer it to your friends later. So that is the best perk about going on Virgin Voyages, but I don't think there's any last minute things I can think of that are going to pop up. So you trust us to help you. Yay. So folks, this has been almost 2 hours. Good Lord, almost 2 hours. Well, we got to make it the best out here. Michael, I really don't like the interline rates. We can do them for Royal Caribbean and Carnival. We can talk about it. Just reach out. I really don't like to handle I really don't offer that as a service, but they are available. I think Royal is one of the ones that allows us to do it. I know Carnival does, but I think Royal allows us to do it too. Just reach out. We can do a chat. Siggy, thank you so much. Definitely take advantage of the My Next Virgin Voyage. But yeah, Michael, if you want to set up a time, where's waltertravel.com? Contact us or in the links over there. So yeah, I think we've been doing this almost 2 hours now. We started at 10:30 this morning Eastern time. We're going to wrap this up, folks. It's been long, and I know I've got a call, I think, coming up in 30 minutes, so I've got to do another call. So everybody over there on YouTube, remember, if you want to come join us on a group cruise, where's waltertravel.com? There's a group cruise page in there. If we can help you in any way, just certainly reach out. There's links, YouTube, there's links down in the description. Just reach out anytime. We would love to help you with your cruise. So thank you so much for joining us. We should be back on Thursday night on YouTube. We're certainly going to be back one more time next Sunday from this house, and then we're on to the next house. So thank you, everybody over there on YouTube. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And then everybody over here on TikTok,